Hi, I'm Eric,
And I'm Vicky.
and welcome to On the Fence. Today we're going to be looking over an anime statue I've been waiting like 2 years for, and actually longer than that, but that's like more of an emotional thing. I've been waiting for 2 years for this sweet Xenoblade 2 Kos Mos, published by Goodsmile, produced by Max Factory. Let's do this!
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So KosMos. She's a character from a video game, right? You know way more about her than me, but I did watch you play Xenosaga. No, which one did I?
Xenoblade 2.
Xenoblade 2. Same thing. I'm just joking. And I enjoyed it. I think the designs were pretty cool. A lot of details everywhere. And here, talk a bit more about her.
Alright, so she first debuted in a series called Xenosaga, which was the second story to Xenogears. Afterwards, Xenoblade comes into play. I'm not really going to get into like the theory and the story arcs of all of it.
No,
Just
but-
know that this is one of the main characters from Xenosaga. So
Okay.
she's in 1, 2, and 3. And in Xenoblade, she's like a hidden character that you can get like in a gashapon, like roll the dice chance to be able to get her. And she's amazing in the game.
And the costume she's wearing right now, is it from Saga or... I think I recognize it from Xenoblade, right?
Yeah, so this costume is from Xenoblade specifically. Xenosaga, you had her in multiple different costumes throughout the 3 games.
Okay.
And so they kind of redesigned her original first costume from the first Xenosaga to have this look where she has her giant, like, bazookas, only they represent the Zohars, which are like, it's kind of like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey in the Xenosaga series, and it has this kind of shape.
Okay.
And so they give her the guns that are like this. It's awesome. It's really cool. Like, this design is my favorite one by far.
We do have an extra little piece here. You want to talk about it now, or...?
Yeah, sure. So she comes with 2 front hair pieces. One where she has her, like, head piece on the top, and one where it comes down over the eyes. Then they give her, like, cute little robot kitty ears. We'll kind of zoom in and show it off when we start going over the figure a little later.
Yeah.
And so, basically, she is created by... Well, she's published by Goodsmile Company, created by Max Factory. So, when I got it, I kind of got tricked, because I really thought Goodsmile was doing it start to finish. Goodsmile's my favorite company, one of them. Let's just say I really love Goodsmile a lot.
He has a lot of favorites.
I do have a lot of favorites. And I think Max Factory's okay. Like, they come out, I find they're like lower, higher end. So they're still really, really good. But it's like tiny little attentions to detail here and there that like you don't... Anyway, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So let's see, a couple of details about her. So the artist who's the sculptor to this statue is a person named Akimov. The color producer is Akimoto Hajime. And there's actually an illustrator that worked on this, and it's Tanaka Kunihiko. I say that because the original illustration to her from the Xenoblade series is very similar to this, but this is actually a little bit different. They've actually made her legs a little longer. She kind of looks a little stubby in the artwork for the video game. I was kind of unexpected when I saw it. I thought her head, she kind of looks a little chibi-ish, but I love this a lot more. It's just, I think that it represents her better. She does.
I like everything. Okay.
But the long legs make me think of Xenosaga, because she always seemed really, like, elegant.
And the way they made her feet makes it look like the leg continues on the
Into
feet,
one
so...
stilt.
Yeah.
Love those little stilt
We're gonna talk
legs.
about it later.
Okay. Alright, so she's made out of ABS and PVC, like practically everything that's anime statue based. The release date is the 27th of August, 2020. Her height is 210 millimeters. And her weight, you ready for this one? 402 grams. So she's actually pretty hefty, but I mean, she's got a lot going on here.
Makes sense, guns and everything.
She's a 1/7 scale, and her MSRP is 20,000 yen. So she's not cheap, she's pretty expensive, especially if you're going to be paying shipping costs. The box is big enough and hefty enough that if you get hit by customs, you might be paying quite a bit for this. I also need to mention that she's an Ami exclusive. So you couldn't pick her up at any other anime store other than that store. It might be why the box 2 didn't have a window. I just want to touch that really quickly. The box doesn't have a window. It's just a big old box with no window on it. This is the kind of thing where if I walked into a store and I saw this and they're like, well, we can't open it to show it to you, I probably wouldn't buy it. Because there could be blemishes or QC issues that you won't notice until you take it out.
Unless if you unless you excuse me, I screwed up. Unless you see a good review about it that's super on point.
That's true. A sweet review might actually make you choose which side of the fence you're on. So, I guess I'll let you after you.
Okay, I'm gonna start. We're gonna talk about the face. First, she has her robot part that's covering a bit of her face. First thing that I see, I'm worried about moving it around. It's
She's
kind of
pretty
heavy.
solid. Ooh, I should just mention she comes in parts in the box.
Oh.
So her head is removable from the neck. Both her arms aren't attached when you get her either. You have to slide those in, and you actually have to remove the head to slide the arms in, and then put the head in afterwards. So when you slide the arms up, the spikes on her shoulders don't like damage the paint job on the hair.
Interesting. Well, her face is really cute and nice. I like the details. I like the shape of her eyes, the colors too. You see that it's robotic in her.
Has the lovely red.
Yeah, and under the robot piece that's covering her forehead, she has a bit of her hair that's going under it. It makes it like really covering, and she has all the hair that's covering her face around. That makes it look really cute and round. I like the eyelashes. They're just little one line eyelashes, and at the bottom you see a little bit too. There's not really coloring on the skin, or it's really subtle in the face.
Her skin looks very pale, as if it wasn't real and it was synthetic. She also has a very synthetic look on her face too, very emotionless, represents her very well.
So the little piece that you can plug on her head to interchange the face. It's really detailed. There's some type of like transparent blue plastic, and it has a shape of an eye in the middle. You have some gold marking around, some red, metallic red, dark blue, pearlized grayish white, and the little kitty ears.
Yeah, they make her into a robot kitty.
Yeah.
Because she's not enough of a robo waifu without kitty ears.
Of course.
She has to have that too.
It completes the whole thing.
Yeah. I actually love it. I think that the eye looks super cool, and I love how it covers over the actual face. You could probably see here that you can see where her neck connects into her actual body. That doesn't go in all the way. I don't know if everyone has this problem. It's something that definitely frustrates me quite a bit.
Could you like shave it or something to make it go down properly in it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you could. So I might
if
do
you're
something
really
like
careful
that. I might actually do it.
Yeah.
I love the little logo that she has for the company that makes her. I can't remember the name of it, but like she has like this little logo on her forehead, which is like on the robot piece, which is the company that builds her. It's nice.
She
Yeah.
doesn't really have colors on her lips. It's just a line.
Yep. Yeah. But it looks like the drawing from the game. Like she really looks pretty accurate. I'm gonna talk about the hair a bit.
Yes.
The hair is amazing.
Gorgeous.
It's so amazing. They kind of used a transparent plastic where then they have a blue, different shade, multiple gradients, and they're pearlized too, so it really, really pops. The motion to it is incredibly well done. I believe you had mentioned it kind of makes you think of like a
jellyfish.
A jellyfish. Thanks, I just had Medusa in my head because...
Well, it's... yeah.
So yeah, it looks like a jellyfish. And it's just really, really, really nice. So many strands. I mean, that's that's a high quality haircut right there.
Yeah.
She has the cool little metallic piece going in the back with decals that say Kos Mos Refrain on them. Refrain, of course, indicating that she's the KosMos from Xenoblade 2.
And she has little pieces that you see that were add on afterwards. The little hair piece that the twinks. It looks like a fountain on top of her head here, and on the back too she has a little one as well.
Fountain's a good analogy because her hair really does feel like water.
Yeah. If we go down after the hair, we see she has a section of her body piece that is around her neck, and you can tell right away by looking at everything on her costume. There's a lot of details, a lot of paint job. It must have been like a long artwork piece to work on. Her back, the piece, there's like so many little pieces. They look like they were connected afterwards. Maybe they were glued on afterwards, so stack on top of the other instead of one big mold. So the lines are really precise because of that.
Her spine is really cool.
It makes it look so much more like intense and real. The robot feeling of it all is really impressive.
I just wanted to say that when we were playing Xenoblade 2, and I would always have KosMos, and you'd see KosMos running, when it would turn to nighttime, you'd see her spine light up in all little things, but she has long blue hair, so you'd be running, and then you'd just see, like, the spine and the way it would move.
Yeah.
It was, like, hypnotic, and they did a good
mesmerizing.
job on this.
Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah. And in the front, on her stomach, it feels like the reminiscence of the vertebrae or something, you know, like like scales, but robotic scales kind of thing, big scale. It's really, really cool design. She has decals as well. A piece that looks like between her breasts, that looks like it's a fabric under the hard shell that's being stretched, so it's a nice little touch over there. I like the feeling of the skin too. Like you said, it's really pale, but it works with the costume too. It's just slightly pinker than the white of the costume. I have to mention my two favorite thing about like the torso and the around here is the arm piece here and the hip pieces here. I love the way they're built. I just like how it feels like you have things that it looks like an actual robot. It doesn't look like a mold. It looks like it was put on top of, like, each piece was put on top of the other one, and I don't know, it looks really great. Like, that's one of my favorite part of the costume. And obviously the back looks so cool. There's like a few different colors. You have a pale baby blue, you have dark gray on her neck piece, on her back, and on her arms, a little bit around. You have some metallic red. Even the blue is like a metallic color.
And I gotta say, for as imposing and as tight as all this clothing looks, you'd think it would give off a really over-sexualized look, but I find it looks more empowering.
Yes. It's
really, really impressive. The focus is more on the statue's pose in general, and she actually looks heavy. Like, it looks like she's got weight, and she can just pick these giant guns up like they're just nothing. On her back end and the front end, she has kind of like this skirt that goes around her hip, which is, it looks really nice. It's really well detailed. The plating on it's really good. I love how on her chest she has, it kind of looks like the characters in Xenoblade, how they have their little Zohars on their chests like Pyra and Mithra have. And she kind of has one as well to make it look like she's actually an Aegis blade. And in the game too, she says that her powers are comparable to Mithra, which I'm like, that's so cool. She's just so great. And for any of you that haven't gotten her yet in the game or want to play the game thinking that she's in it, I wish you luck. Because it took me about 25 hours of grinding before I ended up getting her, and I did like kind of like a little cheat to be able to keep doing it, but it's still 25 hours of grinding.
But now you have her forever.
I do.
Or as long as we don't get Rob or something.
Oh my gosh. She's making jokes like this, but it has happened to us before, and it's just not fun.
Anyways, on the more positive...
Moving on.
Yeah, on the more
we were
positive
talking
note.
about her arms. I just want to mention something.
Yeah.
Both her arms are different. Different colors, different designs, different pieces on them. They're not the same two arms, which is so cool. The shoulder piece with the little coming out paneling spikes or scales or whatever is really nice. You have like a little circle piece with like this extra piece that goes over. It really looks like pieces on top of pieces on top of pieces, and it's like, It looks
exactly what I said.
Yeah, it looks like she's built out of like Lego, you know, where you're just sticking all these pieces on top of one another. It's really cool.
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
And it's the same thing with her Zohar bazooka guns, but we'll get into those in a second. I love her right arm. I love how it turns into like a black leather glove. It has like this these protection pieces on her knuckles where it looks like she could just use that to punch through things. The left one doesn't have the same solid look. It actually looks a lot softer, smoother. It looks like that's the arm that she would use to pet you on the head, while the other arm she uses to punch through your stomach.
And she has decals on the...
Oh yeah, there are decals all over this thing. I think that a lot of the paint job in certain areas might actually just be decals, especially on these guns. Like where you see like different gradients, they're all very similar to where you could argue that they're decals.
I want to point out the difference in colors on the actual suit because there's like... there's a...
Sorry everyone, we have a kitty, and she's super cute. Miri, you want to say hello? This is her right here. Her name is Miri. She's super friendly. But the thing is she really wants love and attention. So, oh my gosh. So she's just here while we're making our videos, and she does this quite often. Usually I edit her out, but maybe today I'll leave her in so you can just see her a little bit.
Okay, move up. Yeah, so there's a slight difference in the tints that are used in the costume. You have like a grayish part that's kind of it could feel like silver, and you have a whitish pearlized part. So here and there's like it's really subtle, but it makes it look so much rich. Like the colors are like.
The textures on this are really on point. Yeah. I mean. They had 3 people working on this statue. It shows. Awesome. Yeah, it really shows.
Yeah. Moving on?
Yeah, let's talk about those guns.
Yes, you do it.
Alright, so the guns are amazing. Like I said, they represent the Zohar. The Zohar is kind of like the monolith from 2001 Space Odyssey from Xenosaga. They look awesome. The coloring on them, really good. You've got metallic finishes all over it. Metallic red, metallic... gold, and the gold is a very, it's not like, the gold looks unique. It's not a standard metallic gold that I see on other figures and other statues. Yeah. Everything's matte, but it's just really, it really looks good. I find it looks like, I don't know, it looks really good.
It looks like it's almost made of metal.
Yeah.
Like it has that type of quality that makes it feel like, wait, is this metal? And you touch it to make sure.
The details on them are incredible. I'm fairly certain, like I said earlier, that it's decals on the little blue highlights and stuff, but it looks so good.
I like this little pointy, translucent, like quartz or crystal or some sort.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Beautiful. A lot of details, a lot of colors too. The red is metallic as well. There's some gray too. Yep. If we move down to her skirt piece with my favorite hip like section, the little robot like hip section here I really like. The skirt, the little skirty thing that's more like a bandana, I would say, because of the size, looks like it's made of fabric. You can see it's being held on by the pieces of the robot, by the robot armor that she has. If you go down her leg, her leg piece looks like armor, but at the same time, it's kind of like a stocking because it's being held by little straps with like little hooky thing. And she has nice little decals in front of the leg. You see little robot lines everywhere. Around it, you have the blue, the red, the gray.
From the knee coming down, she looks really nice. I love how her ankles are super big. Like, it almost looks like her leg just comes down into a spike, which is amazing. The detail also of her, the end of her foot, where she has kind of like this little point that goes into her shoe, or I guess it kind of like comes out. It looks like it's not connected, and it looks like it can move like on a hinge too. She's got a beautiful heel. That heel has detail on it, and there's detail everywhere. I like how there's ridges too on the back of her calf. I think that's really cool, and it kind of almost looks like it's like a little exhaust or something. So for mine, I have to mention this. I have a couple QEC issues with her right leg. So there's a part on the side where there's kind of like a blemish. It looks like it was a scratch or something, or like excess glue. I don't know, but I can't take it off. And I tried scratching it lightly, but I didn't want to damage it. And moving down to the calf on the same side, it looks like there was a problem where the paint kind of bubbled out, maybe because of the heat or something like that. Because I know sometimes with these things, they heat them up afterwards so that the paint becomes like, it sticks onto the toy better. So it looks like there's an issue there too. That's very disappointing considering, you know, like I've been waiting years for this thing, and she's very costly, and this is the sort of thing you wouldn't have been able to see because the box doesn't have a window. Other than that, I guess we could maybe talk about the base. So this base is nothing special. It says Xenoblade 2 on it.
It could have been just a black circle.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's definitely better than a standard nothing base. I mean, when I said it's nothing special, I just meant that it's not... There's nothing about this that represents Xenoblade. Any of the franchise. There's so many unique things.
Well, it does say Xenoblade 2 on it.
It does. But it also says made in China. So the thing is transparent.
Which is cool.
Cool, because you could put lights under it, and this thing with lights under, especially with her hair being transparency.
And blue,
like,
and
oh my
blue.
gosh, it would look really nice.
Yeah.
The random made-up robotic designs are interesting, but I guess
Nothing specific.
It's better than not having them.
Yeah.
I know that the Pyra Mithra statues that are made by the same company, that are the same scale, and you could argue that they go with this one. They should have been able to plug into them. Pyra Mithra plug in together to make a big one, and it would have been epic if she could have been in the middle where you have Pyra Mithra, or if they had designed this knowing that maybe they would come out with a Telos one day, and Telos could connect to her. That would be so cool. And but I guess because this is an exclusive Ami one, it wasn't sold everywhere.
Yeah.
That might have to do with some of the QC issues I have. Also, you know, we're in 2020 right now, so because of what's going on in the world, that's another reason why maybe I have a couple of QC issues. It's why this was pushed back multiple times, and it might be why they didn't really plan on making more than they had in the first place.
Yeah. So
overall, even knowing that I was going to get this with QC issues, if I knew 100% this was coming in and it's going to have a problem, I would have gotten it anyway because I love KosMos so much. For years I've wanted a good KosMos statue. It's an actually
super good statue anyways, and the overall pose and the attitude represent the character as well.
Yeah.
It gives it a good vibe, you know. It's, if you like Xenoblade, you like the designs, you're going to be satisfied with the statue. It gives you a lot in style and in details, I guess.
She's one of the original Robo Girl waifus, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. And she looks awesome. And this version of her is my favorite. Like, of all the other designs and all the other statues they've released of KosMos, like, this is still my favorite one. It's beautiful.
So you would juggle with it.
Oh my god. I've been over that fence and running in the direction towards the statue for 2 years now.
Cool. For me personally, I think she's really amazing. I think she's worth the money if you really like this character too. I think you're really active now. This video went.
Maybe we should have like a Miri cam where we have a little camera that just shows her rolling around doing cute stuff.
So we can show it when she when we talked about her.
That's how it works nowadays. Basically, it's people doing video reviews,
with
then
kitties.
A kitty cam, and then profit.
It's not gonna it's not gonna be over the fence anymore. It's gonna be the Miri and statue. Huh, Miri?
Anyway, that's our cat. She makes really funky noises. She's the greatest.
Okay, so yeah, overall, I think she's really worth it for the money. And because the details, the quality of everything, even if you had a little issues here, it's still a really badass statue. If you like KosMos, I think it's worth it. And yeah, I know the base is not special, but I kind of like it in its simplicity, but I would have preferred it to be like a transparent, maybe gray or something, so it wouldn't. I don't know.
I would
So
have
it'd
made
be more
it.
subtle. I don't know. So it gives more attention to the character.
I would have made it look like the X from the Xenoblade logo. Like it would have just been a giant X. Maybe I would have made it in red
Oh,
too.
that would have been so cool. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. If you have questions, because maybe we missed something or we didn't cover something properly and you want to know before you spend tons of cash on this badass statue, please ask them in the comment section and we will do our best to answer that. Are you a fan of the Xenoblade series? Did you like Xenosaga? Did you play Xenogears? I'm just curious how hardcore your fandom goes towards this statue. Anyway, write that down in the comment section too. And don't forget to
Like and subscribe.
see you next time. Bye.